Is that good? Good to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 2, Episode 23 of The Movement.
The movement.
We are officially live. Got to get followed, ready to go. Everybody jump on the next time we do it, usually at the end of the show. Maybe you could be prepared for next one. Shout out to my man, Fadel. As I just mentioned, he is our guest for today. First of all, Ramsey, can you start us off with a round of applause for my man, Fadel, in the building, in the flesh. This guy went to school with him since elementary school days. Man, we used to have educational competition, sports competition, every different kind of competition you could think of.
Oh, yeah.
My man, Father, we grew up, same area, had some fun, even outside of the school, a great friend of ours over here, Father's in the building. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. You got a little big bro here, Yusuf T. And then you got my little big bro as well, Zach Dabbit in the building. Can't forget about Ramsey behind the camera right now, hitting the ones and twos. We appreciate Big Rambo. He's here. Again, this is Season 2, Episode 23 of the Movement Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about being a leader and also being professional, showing up as a professional in the professional environment. But before we talk about that, be sure to subscribe to all of our pages. You got YouTube, Oz Media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to our show later on Apple and Spotify podcast under Oz Media. And if you want to call in, again, today's topic is about being professional and being a leader. So if you want to call in and want to chime in on anything that we're talking about, the number is 313-306-1750. Again, 313-306-1750. So feel free to call in. I got the phone right here next to me. Got to give a shout out to our sponsors, the Balkan House, Hanley International Academy, the Qahwa House, and BC Adhesives. Yesterday, Fadel, we had our daddy-daughter dance at Hanley International Academy. I'm not going to lie to you, man. We had a very good time, alhamdulillah. Very well ran. They did a great job organizing that event. We had a fun. We ended up having a dad with musical chairs. Ended up getting serious.
Oh, okay.
All right? I ain't going to lie. I better tell you, my sister, who's, by the way, a co-host of the the Motivate Me 303 podcast, she'll tell you they did me wrong, man. Like, the parents kind of sat down. Like, it was like a beat drop. The parents sat down, and then the music kept playing, and then the person then stopped, and they were already sitting. I was like, yo,
No good,
man,
no good.
I know, man. No good, man. But it's all right. It's all right. I couldn't get, I was a teacher there. I couldn't, get, if I was just a parent there, we would have started a ruckus.
It's all good. Just training for next year.
I like the haircut. Give you.
Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Ed.
It ain't you, Zach. All right. Shout out to Hanley. We'll go ahead and run that Hanley ad, and we'll get the show on the road. Oh, we got to get Ramsey right now. He was enjoying his water right quick. But go ahead, Ramsey. Go ahead and run that Hanley.
Hanley International Academy. Hanley is a school that treats every student and staff like their own family. It's even in their vision statement, educating your child like our own. Did you also know that Hanley offers a virtual academy? So if you're looking for your kid to sign up for an online school, look no further than Hanley's Virtual Academy. But if you're looking for face-to-face, Hanley International Academy is located on 2400 Denton Street, Hamtramck, Michigan. The athletics there are great. The academics there are great. Shout out to the whole staff for being great teachers and educators for our leaders of tomorrow.
All right. So with that said, we got the show on the road. Like I said, I got the man Fadel in the building. Looking forward to a great conversation. He just hooked me up. Y'all seen that on camera right there. I had something on my face right there. But Fadel, can you first of all tell the people out there what you do, who you are, your journey so far and everything like that, and then tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So my name is Fadel Marsoumi. I'm 31 years old. Born in Baghdad, Iraq. Came to the States in 95.
Shout out to Iraq, by the way, in the building. Real talk.
Represent Baghdad.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, shukr, came to Hamtramck, Michigan. Since 95, went to all Hamtramck public schools, Dickinson East, Kosciuszko, Hamtramck High. After graduating Ham High with O in 2010, went to Wayne State. And graduated Wayne State in 2014 with my bachelor's in public relations and comm. Then went to Baghdad in 2015, right after graduating, seeing that the country had taken a hit, seeing how financial feasibility and sustainability are the drivers of any community, and wanted to study business. Alhamdulillah, shukr, I came back, finished my MBA in 2016, and then my master's in IT in 2018. And then right after finishing school, I wanted to give back to the community. So I met with a lot of community leaders and wanted to see what's the proper way to start a campaign. So December 2017, December 2018, alhamdulillah, shukr, we got elected into council. And it was the most rewarding 4 years that a person could have.
Give him a round of applause, by the way, man. Hamtramck City Council member, by the way. 4 years, you said? 4 years?
Yep, 3 years as a council member, and then my peers appointed me as vice mayor for a year, which was really big shoes to fill. But because you always have a microphone in your face, you always have people that you have to speak with regarding any resolutions that you create, managing the city budget, and above all, being able to unite the community and move the city forward and building that infrastructure. And alhamdulillah, shukr, once finishing in 2020, got married. Omar, you were there.
Great wedding. Beautiful wedding, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Very
Alhamdulillah,
beautiful.
shukr. Got married and wanted to make sure that I committed. Whenever you take on anything in life, you want to make sure that you don't take on too much at once. So one commitment transitions into another. And from there, alhamdulillah, it's been about a year and a half with a beautiful wife and smart, my other half, 100% smarter than I am and definitely more disciplined and more patient than I am. And now, alhamdulillah, I just got accepted into University of South Florida for their doctorate's program in business administration, where I'm going to be studying qualitative research and statistics and see where that takes me.
So right now, when you say that, like, is that all online, by the way?
I have to fly out there actually in May.
Okay.
You have to fly out usually three times a year to do research and to meet with your cohort, with your dissertation committee. The rest of the classes are online, so it's like a hybrid.
Yeah.
But man, I'm looking.
And everything's paid for, though, from the company and stuff like that, right?
The company's paying for approximately, I think, 80% legally. That's what they can pay for max.
Okay.
I'm an accountant. I'm a senior sales manager for Philip Morris, and I work in the east side of Detroit, and I love it, man. I get to communicate with many of our trade partners daily.
Yeah. So, Father, the reason why, it makes sense to actually have a guy like this on the show is because, to me, he replicates or shows what it takes to be a leader and also what it takes to be a professional, all right? Because I know Father outside of the professional world, and, he's a fun guy. He's a very fun guy, down-to-earth guy. But when it comes down to work, when it comes down to getting stuff done, he is, number one on that list, top ones on the list when it comes down to being professional and also being a leader. He shared how he's been a council member and how he's been what is it called? What's the exact title?
Sales manager.
I mean, the mayor. The
vice mayor.
Vice mayor.
Yeah.
And now he's a sales manager. So doing all these things. So, the topic today is about leadership. Before I restart the conversation, how are you guys doing today, by the way? All right, I got to check in with the young fellas, Yusuf and Zach. Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Anything new, Zach?
No, sir.
You still recovering from the bars last week or what?
We ready.
You ready this week?
Oh,
You
nice.
got some ready to go? You got some ammo? All right.
Probably.
All right. So, anyways, going back to the first question is basically, why is it important to be a leader? All right. Why do you feel it's important? Right now we're talking to the young generation. We're talking to anybody realistically. Why is it important to be a leader in your eyes?
It really encompasses three things. The first one is having courage, right? Because if you're thinking to yourself, why do I need to be a leader? You've already taken the first step to acknowledging that you have to step up to do something. Whether it's for your family members, whether it's for your peers, your community members, you want to be able to step up and to make change. And that change, inshallah, hopefully it's for the better. The second thing that it covers is understanding that you're going to challenge yourself, right? One of the biggest things that people are uncomfortable with it is being uncomfortable, going into a realm that they haven't gone into before, speaking on something that they haven't covered in the past. So being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And then the third thing is being a leader, right? To being able to represent others and to be able to listen to their concerns and take those concerns and try to create remedies and solutions for those problems. So ultimately, being a leader is very important because you want to be able to inspire change. You want to be able to be the key spokesperson for people that don't have a voice and for those that are silenced. And in order for you to succeed, you're going to have to speak with those individuals, and you're going to have to listen to their issues on a day-to-day, and you're going to want to take all their issues, put them together, and then try to be a problem solver, and then put that entire message to the party that they essentially are having issues with, or in the community and the environment that they're not able to advance. And being a leader overall requires a lot of vulnerability, a lot of transparency. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to acknowledge that you're not perfect, and in that moment of truthfulness, in that moment sparks genuinity, and that's when you realize who you are and what you're about.
Zach, I'm gonna ask you the same question of what what does it mean to be a leader to you? Like, what does a leader mean to you, Zach?
It means taking on that responsibility of leading something. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what it is. Feel me? I feel like it's a big responsibility for a team or a job. You know, taking on that job.
How about you, Yusuf?
I mean, it's being a leader, you know, in any realm. For example, like you said, team, or like say a job. I just feel like, you know, you're a leader when you can see progress from other peers as well. So like, being a leader, long story short, it's really, you pretty much summed it up. Like what I wanted to say, what you've already said. It's like, you know, knowing what to do and like showing that progress and just always staying on the right focus and like having that mindset where, you know, like you want to do it like for you, like you said before, like that courage and everything like that.
Yeah, for me, what a leader is to me is very simple, man. And you again mentioned it because you covered a lot of it. And basically, it's being a problem solver, not a problem starter.
Yep.
Like very simple, somebody that solves problems when it matters the most. Like, you know, our superintendent, you know, he tells me all the time. He's like, man, I like problem solvers. Problem starters are an issue. You know what I mean? Like, just think about it in any aspect of it. Like in a company. You know, you got these employees that are just sitting there that complain 24/7. You know, it's not fun to work around those people, or they just kind of, you can just tell that they're not that leadership quality. You know what I mean? Or on a team, the players that complain, you know, and they have everything.
Correct.
So like, those guys are starters, problem solvers. No matter what the issue is, they're ready to solve the problem. It could be anything. Their mindset immediately switches to a focus of, how can we fix it? How can we fix it? How can we fix it? And you know, typically those guys are your captains. You know, those are guys or ladies end up becoming coaches. You know, so to me, it's very simple. A leader to me is a problem solver. You know, not a problem starter. And I think that's why it's important. And then I guess my next question, which you kind of even dove into, is, you know, what are some qualities, or like what shows leadership? Like what why is it important to show leadership? So going off to that question, I'm gonna go off quickly and say this. All right, you mentioned some great things, but to me, when it comes down to why is it important to show leadership, ultimately at the end of the day, leaders are the people who are your bosses, are your managers, are your supervisors in a company, and B, when you talk about, you know, want to get to these young fellas, when you're a leader, you're the one that's getting paid the most, right or wrong. Like, you know, for somebody that works in the corporate world, for somebody that, you know, works in the education field, like, it's very simple. You want to know who gets paid the most? Superintendent, the principals, you know, then you got your lead teachers, you got your, you know, people who are in leadership positions. And so when you think about why it's important to be a leader, you know, one, again, you get to be making your own decisions in a way, making decisions for people. And number two is, I'm not gonna lie to you, you get paid the most. You know, you get paid the most. You get, if you're looking at it from the money perspective, when you look at it selfishly perspective, I know that's kind of selfish, but you kind of want to make sure people know the truth, right? Obviously, helping others, that's what it's all about. That's, you know, making sure, like Yusuf was mentioned and you mentioned, you know, seeing, you know, your employees or workers or colleagues or players get better every single day. That's what it's all about. But also, you know, you want to do that, make that money. You know, do you agree?
I couldn't agree more. If it comes down to fulfillment, right? There's this thing called the 4 quadrants of success, and they ask you to do this in the corporate world, and they ask you to prioritize what's most important to you. One could be location, right? Do you care about where you're located?
Yeah.
The second could be about social, so your family, your friends. Do you care about being next to them, or right, like sitting in the studio, sitting at the same household where your parents reside, or being in the same block. Third is salary, and these are not in that order. You have to prioritize them, and that's what matters the most to you. The salary, is that what motivates you? Is that what creates incentive for you to come to work daily? And the fourth one is geo, social, salary, and last but not least is job fulfillment. Do you feel that what you do is important, right? In any company that you work with, especially if it's a credible company, yeah, they ask you to prioritize these things because then they learn more about you. If Omar, for him, it's salary. If for Yusuf, it's being able to have job fulfillment. If for you, it's more of like, I want to be able to be close to my parents. They're not going to ask you to relocate because they know that that's what motivates you to come to work every day. If you're next to moms and pops, then that's what's going to drive you to do what you do. If they know that it's about not about location for you, then they might say, hey, Omar, listen, here's an extra 30% a year, and on top of your salary, we're going to relocate you to Omaha, Nebraska, or we're going to relocate you to Cleveland, but you'll be able to make this much more. Obviously, you're going to prioritize them different. Our youth don't understand that you're going to have to sacrifice. If you want to be able to be a leader, if you want to be able to be a person that leads, in one way or form, you can ask any person out, like whether they're a mayor of a city or whether they're a superintendent or whether they're the senior vice president of a company. If they sit on a major board or they're an innovator, you can ask them, what is it, why do you do what you do? And chances are, right, they won't mention these 4 quadrants, but they'll probably mention fulfillment. I feel fulfilled. What I do on a day-to-day is what makes me get up and work twice as hard. Because I know today I'm going to find something new about myself or the company that I represent that I didn't know yesterday. And to answer your question, in short, it's important to be a leader because it's important to have a life that's fulfilling. So.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Yusuf, what are your thoughts? Like, why do you feel it's important to show leadership? Like, did you want to add on anything that was mentioned? Or
Yeah, I do believe that you want to keep the system going. Like for example, if you're at a, we've always said team. You want to keep that team being great for multiple years. You want to build a dynasty with that team. You want to have a great, leadership throughout the years, and that goes by with what I said before on teaching others what you're doing and like helping them improve and everything. You want to get, like, for example, a quick example, being a leader, you've always mentioned when you're coaching, you see a team, practice before a game, see how they look and everything. That just shows that, you're ready to play and ready to move on. So, like I said, you want to keep the system going, keep it going great for multiple years, not just 1 year, 2 year fluke or nothing like that.
Zach, why do you feel it's important to show leadership?
I feel like it's very important because the coach gave you that leadership role. He's dependent on you to lead the team, especially the players, they're dependent on you. So they're basically dependent on you to lead the team. Also, the coach gave you that spot for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Gave you that name for a reason, Like me, the coaches gave me that,
I was going to say, do you feel like that you were a good leader when you were playing sports, Zach?
I feel like it's not a question for me, though,
So, a question for me to answer?
Yeah, like.
But how about in your eyes, though? In your personal eyes, do you feel like you were a leader for your team?
Obviously, every team, I was, at least like supposed leader. We went far or something, or like, I don't know. It's hard for me to answer. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, Yusuf? Do you feel like you were a leader on your team?
Yeah, especially in my senior year.
This guy smacks his lips.
Yeah, he doesn't like praising me or nothing like that. But no, like especially my senior year, coaches, they love what I was doing, helping out the younger kids and everything like that. And so yeah.
Looking at him. I'm looking at him. I'm laughing, man. No, for sure, man. I mean, again, today's topic is about leadership and it's about professionalism. So, we kind of jumped on the leadership aspect of things. What were you about? You want to say something?
If me and Yusuf on the team and told me to do something, I'm not doing it. Like, no,
See?
I'm joking, bro. Come on, man.
I had these guys on the team when they were younger. They were good. They were good. You know, they listened. I'm being honest with you. Like, they weren't bad. You know, we had our days, obviously, but they were all right. You know, they were all right. So the reason why I wanted to have this topic, because every time a topic comes to my head, and subhanAllah, like how everything works out, where we were communicating at the same time, where I was like, man, this is a topic I wanted to talk about, is because my boy Ramsey right here, I'm going to have to call him out right quick, okay? My man Ramsey, all right? So, Ramsey, I need you to unmute that mic to make sure you have an answer for this, okay? And again, this is all of us, right? We don't really have it until somebody actually tells us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this guy gets inducted into NHS, National Honor Society. MashaAllah. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a round of applause, Ramsey. I'm going to start off with the good, hit him with the bad, and end it with the good, all right? They call it the Oreo, right? So, you know, National Honor Society... you know, the day of the event, I see my man Ramsey rocking a white T-shirt and some jeans when he's getting inducted. All right, everybody else is dressed up. You know, I forgot he got accepted into NHS because of the way, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was like, man, and then his mom, my sister, came out to me and was like, can you give him that uncle talk? Let him know, like, you know, there's certain things that you gotta show up for. You gotta look professional, be professional. And I was like, yeah. And it's not just for Ramsey. This is everybody. Because, like, you know, again, you know, people forget to sometimes mention stuff. You kind of forget it. And this guy is definitely calling me right now, knowing that we're live right now. All right, I'm not even gonna answer him. That's Zindani, by the way. All right, so yeah, I mean, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put him on the spot. I'm just putting him on the spot right now. All right, let's see. Hello.
Hey, brother.
Hello, the lost one. Z, I just want to let you know we're live. I'm like 95% confident you know that we're live. But
oh my God. Hey, I'm sorry. I'll call you later.
hey, Z, do you know who we got as a guest today, though?
Who?
My man, Fadel Marsoumi from Hamtramck High School.
Oh, Hayakallah. What up, brother?
Long time no see. Z, how you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah, shukr, man. We got to catch up.
Inshallah.
Are you working today, Z? Oh, yeah, you are. You said you're getting yeah, okay. I got you, man. I'm going to hit you up, Zindani. Yeah, all right. All right, so with that said, going back to what I was saying about being professional, and, you know, the biggest thing for me is, first of all, when it comes down to being professional or why it's important to be professional, I believe that's, or what is professional to you? That's my first question, right? So what does it mean to be professional? What does it mean to me to be professional is, first of all, dressing for the occasion.
100%.
That's where it starts. Like, that's the first thing that people look at, right? That's the first, your initial thing when you see somebody, you walk in, you be like, okay, you know, great impression. This guy's dressed up. Or they're not dressed up, or she's not dressed up. Okay, this person maybe doesn't know what it means to be professional.
Couldn't agree
You
more.
know? So that's my first thing. And obviously, I'm not just knocking on Ramsey. Like I said, this is a bunch of young people that are probably going to be watching and listening. The way you dress matters. You know, it really does. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a PE teacher. I'm wearing joggers and sweats, you know? But when I was working as an EL person or whatever it was, my previous jobs, I was wearing suit and tie. I mean, dress shirts, ties, and dress pants, you know, or slacks, you know, because one, it does something to me. Mentally, like, you're in a professional environment, you think like a professional, you want to feel like a professional, look like a professional. But, you know, number two, obviously, you want to show the others that are watching you what it looks like to be professional.
Of course.
Your thoughts, like, to you, like, what does it mean to be professional to you?
So to piggyback off of what you said, as far as like wearing the right appropriate attire for the right event. Now it's embedded into everything that I ask. Like, if somebody asks me to come to an event or to come to a gathering, my third question is always, like, first is who's going to be there, right? What's expected out of me? What do you want me to prepare? And the third question is, what's the dress code? Very important. Is it professional? Is it business casual? I mean, are we just coming in comfort clothes? And it's because, first of all, you don't want to be overdressed for events, and you don't want to be underdressed. My man's rocking the white tee, but that's cool. You want to make sure that when you show up to an event, you're setting your image, like a respectable image. If you go up and you give, I'll give you an example. Imagine right now you sit up in front of, you know, press, and you sit in front of, 200-300 people that work for your company, and you're telling them how they need to have some of the best work ethic, and you want them to be able to lead every single day. And then you walk up there with an unpressed shirt, with some whack slacks, and how do you expect them to take you seriously? If you don't care about how you look, how do you expect them to care about what they do? There's been a few events when I was in Hamtramck Council, man. I came in with a dress shirt, and I thought that was good enough. You know, dress shirt, maybe tuck it into some jeans, we're good. And then you see all your other fellow council members and all the other cities that are being represented. Like when we went to the Michigan Municipal League, everybody, the minimum is a press shirt, you know, a button-down shirt with a blazer, with some nice slacks, brown and black shoes, and I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. And I thought to myself, why did I not ask? And it's usually those lessons that teach you, because I know for sure now, moving forward, you're gonna ask, am I rocking that white t-shirt for for being a National Honor Student? And it also gives value to who you are. I believe you don't have to have the most expensive clothes. Let's throw that out the window. If you want to look good for an event, you just need to make sure, one, there's no stains on your clothes. You want to make sure that it's pressed, because it tells people that the night before, you more than likely thought about what you're going to wear today. And a person of that nature is someone that thinks ahead. And if you're able to proactively think about what you're going to do, then that means that you're somebody that I want to partner with, someone that I want to listen to. Always wear a watch. I don't know why people don't wear them. It's fine if it doesn't have to be a nice Movado. It doesn't have to be a Rolly. It doesn't have to be an Apple Watch. But wear a watch, because it usually correlates with punctuality. It tells me as a person that you care about your time and you value it. And if you value your time, who am I to not
Respect.
Who am I to not respect it, right? Keep jewelry to a minimum. You don't need to rock 2-3 chains in order to be flashy. Depends on the event. This isn't a get together and we're about to talk about your new album. But
Yeah.
you want to also take pride in what you're wearing. You also want to accessorize. There's also I remember Steve Harvey. He talks about, like, you can buy 3-4 suits.
Make it into like 20 different. So
And-
that's what it is. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like that video, Hack Steve Harvey, because it's true. Like, it helped me out a little bit. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I try to be creative with it, but it makes you understand that you really don't need that much to, like, work around with what you have. You know what I mean? Like, just match it up and change it up a little bit. You know. But Zach, what does being a professional mean to you, though?
Like I said, first appearance, especially then after that, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you act, all that.
Yeah, it's pretty much the way, like you said, the way you act, speak, talk, listen, a look. Being a professional, it's pretty much, it's hard to it's hard to, like, to have mistakes as a professional. You try your best to not have that happen, and
See, the thing about being a professional. Oh, what are you about to say?
Oh man, I appreciate you both, because you mentioned speaking. I was tasked with speak. Okay, so there was an opportunity at work. They wanted me to, like, talk about assortment, basically pitching new products to 3 different states. And yo, I don't know anything about Indiana and Kentucky. All I know is Michigan, and all I know from Michigan is Hamtramck. Like, and now I got to talk to like 30 people about a new business strategy. So this is how I talk. You ready? Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, what we want to do is we want to be able to succeed real quickly, and the only way to do that is to be able to bring these 4 new products into place and sell them to the markets.
It sounds like you were my word of the day, spiel.
Quick.
He was out there spieling.
Spieling. I thought I did great. I read off all my notes. We were gravy, baby. Everything's good. I get a call from the section director. Shout out Blake. He calls me and he says, how'd you feel you did? I was like, man, I did great. I killed it. He's like, cool. I couldn't understand you. He's like, when I ask you to talk about being a Middle Eastern, man, I'm listening. I'm tuned in. When I hear you talking about your deen being Muslim, I'm in there. I don't even practice that religion, but I'm listening. I ask you to talk about business, and I don't know who you are. Why? He said, I want you to learn how to do this moving forward. He said, when you speak, usually when you're nervous, you tend to ramble. A lot of people do, because the quicker that we speak, the less it's picked up on.
Facts.
So what I want you to do moving forward,
That's Zach, by the way.
take pause. Ladies and gentlemen, pause. My name's Fadel. Pause. Today we're going to be talking about a new business strategy that's going to impact your business. Pause. Here's the new 4 products that we're going to talk about. Pause. And this is what it's going to do to help you grow. Pause. Life changer. So how you dress, how you speak, man. That's what sets everything up.
All that matters.
Oh yeah.
And you
My
know,
bad, sorry to cut you
no,
off.
you're fine, you're fine. And he said about being professional, he's like, it's hard to like be. I mean, sometimes because you don't want to make a mistake. And I just want to say that that is another thing about being a professional is the way you react to when you make a mistake.
Yes.
Because there's a professional way of reacting to that as well, where people will say like, this guy's a professional or this lady's a professional still.
Yes.
Like, you know, anytime. Like, it could be a moment where you messed up and you react to it by apologizing. That's the professional route of going. You know what I
100%,
mean?
definitely.
Or not making that same mistake twice, obviously. Professional route of handling that situation. So, you know, I know being a professional, like you sit there and be like, man, like I got to do this, and this. Like, yeah. But at the same time, just know that if there ever was a mistake, the way you react to it can also show how professional you are as well.
Absolutely.
You know?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
They asked me in an interview. They said, "How do you respond to constructive criticism?" It's one of the behavioral questions that they ask you. If it's not a technical role, they'll say, "Tell me, you know, a weakness. Give me a strength." And then they'll ask you, "How do you respond to constructive criticism?" Usually, it's the hiring manager asking you this. And I said, because I studied the night before, right? I made sure I knew what the word constructive criticism meant. It's like how you take it when somebody tells you you messed up. You did not deliver, and I'm disappointed in you. How do you take that? And I said I welcome it. And the reason why I welcome it, I got the job because of the way I answered this question. The reason why I welcome constructive criticism is because I knew that the person that's giving me feedback truly cares about me. Because if they don't, when I have to represent 3 states, I won't know that I speak too quick. Oh,
You know, I was gonna say, give him a round of applause, man. Because the person cares about me.
100%.
You had the interviewer sitting there like, man, I care about this guy. I don't even know this guy.
100%.
No, for real, that's a good answer though.
If O gives,
I'm about to use that answer from now on.
oh hey man, I'll take. Hey,
I'm stealing it. Copyright, is that
no
okay?
Worries, no worries, all yours.
All right,
all yours.
thank you.
Pay it forward.
Y'all heard that, right?
When Omar speaks to a team, when you speak to your peers, I mean, look, I follow sports to an extent, and they said why some of the best basketball players are the best, right? Is because, well, they're A-words, right? They're jerks. They're mean. Because they tell me you don't, like Kobe, Allah yarhamah, man. Like, he won't pass the ball, never pass the ball. I'm not going to pass you the ball because at the end of the day, you don't work as hard as I do. You come in 10 minutes before practice and I've been here 2 hours prior to you, man. And when it's time to leave, you bounce, you gone. You at the club and I'm still here for another 3 hours. So why should I pass you the ball? Somebody can see that, man. Bounce on that. And then someone else that actually welcomes constructive criticism and feedback would say,
He's right.
he's right, man. I'm not as good as I should be. I should be better. And if he didn't care about me, then he wouldn't tell me this.
Yeah.
He'd just say, yeah, man, sure, I got you.
For sure. No, I love that, man. I love that. You know, moving on to why you...
But-
go ahead, what are you about to say?
But also with that Kobe situation though, they're still part of the team, bro. Don't matter if if you practice with 1 hour, 2 hours, bro. Pass him the ball, bro. You know.
Correct.
I don't like that.
I mean, listen, it's one of those things where, like, if it wasn't Kobe, it would probably be somewhat wrong on his
Yeah,
part
the problem.
because... but it is Kobe. It's Kobe that's saying that. It's not like it's Udonis Haslam or somebody else that doesn't put in the
Yeah.
work. Like, Kobe knows he can say that because he really is in the gym probably 2 hours before everybody and stays after 2 hours after everybody. So it's like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Zach, if I had a Kobe on the team talking to me like that, I would accept it because it's true. It's true. Like, when somebody puts in all that work, I don't care, even if it's a job. Like, imagine somebody coming into work 2 hours early and staying after 2 hours. Like,
But-
like, you sit there, you be like, dude, like, I should probably listen to this person because, they are passionate and they're dedicated and the results show that it's working, by the way.
But instead of Kobe saying that to me, I'd rather him say that, like, stay with me after practice.
He
2
is
hours.
saying that. He's basically saying that without actually saying that. Like, he's not
No,
trying to guilt trip
I understand
you.
that, but like it matters how you say it, bro. If I'm the player, I'm gonna take it like, tell me that,
Because you ain't ready to take constructive criticism,
I am
Zach.
ready. I am ready to take whatever that.
If someone today,
Are we about to get our speller of the week? All right,
Go,
we've been getting him with the speller. He's over 3. All right, constructive criticism.
One word. Why are you doing 2
All
words?
right, criticism. Go.
Do the first one.
Constructive, Zach.
All right, ready? CON
you got it?
SI
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No.
He's like,
Stop. Stop.
Consideration.
No. Stop. T. I'm tripping. T.
So construction.
I know T. R. U.
Is that 2 U's or 1
No, I
U?
said 1 U.
All right.
C.
Yeah.
T.
Yeah.
I-O-N. N. No,
It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
constructive.
Oh, T-I-V-E.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
give
man,
this guy a round.
one
I
for
don't even know.
Before.
I don't even know if I should give him the credit right now.
Counts,
There was a
bro.
lot going on
Because
right there.
you had to repeat.
All right, we say a word and then we just try to put Zach on the spot right now every now and then. But why is it important to be professional? I know we kind of maybe touched on it, but what are the benefits of it? What are the importance of it? Maybe I'll start off with Yusuf right here. Why do you feel it's important to be professional?
We touched up on this, right?
Not really. I mean, not this question. We kind of talked about what it means to be professional, but why is it important? Do you feel it's important to be professional? Yusuf, Zach, you got something for us?
I feel like it's important because every time, somebody's watching you, all times, no matter who it is, say it's your younger brother, your younger sibling, they don't look after you. You have to be professional, or it's somebody older than you. They don't judge you how you act, judge people that raised you, It's always good to be professional. 'Cause there's always somebody watching.
By the way, I want to say this. Being professional really aligns with being a Muslim, a good Muslim.
Yeah.
A lot of it does. Being respectful, being good to the people that are next to you, you know what I mean? Working environment. And if you realize it, a lot of it does align with, being, whatever it may be, being, I guess, a good religious person or a respectful religious person, because a lot of it has to do with the respect and how you should be dressing up and how you should be acting towards people that are around you. So, but to me, I guess it's important to be professional. Why is it important to be professional? Is because, going back, again, I'm trying to find ways to get to the younger people. And again, being professional opens so much doors for you. Zach made a great point. You never know who's watching. It can be a future employer. Somebody could say, man, I want that guy to come work with us. Let's give him whatever he wants, money-wise, or let's give her whatever she wants, and let's bring that person, man. They're very professional. They're very, like you said, timely. They're on time with everything, and so it's you open doors that you never thought were there for you because, and it's doors that you want open, by the way, when you're professional. There's certain doors that when you're growing up, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. I mean, there's some doors that you shouldn't be opening up. You know what I mean? But when you're professional, open up those doors because you never know where it can lead to. And again, it gets you then into leadership roles, which kind of connects those two, with professionalism and leadership. But, being professional, I'm telling you, man, it's the way to go. It's the sign of maturity, too.
Oh, yeah.
Professionalism, being professional is a big sign of maturity. It shows that the person understands responsibility, like I said, being on time, how they should dress. They don't need somebody to tell them, So
I couldn't agree more, man. There's two ends to it, right? Why is professionalism important? Because first, you want to be able to set the precedence, right? That you are that person that's respectable, right? That you can handle your business, you're about your business. And then on the other end of it, you want to let your team know, right? So with this area, you want to let your team know that you're dependable, you're professional. And also, it sets the standard for what's expected of you. The best way to know if your friend is professional, your family member is professional or not, just think about it this way, all right? I want you to imagine that your friend asks you, or your cousin, your brother, whoever, hey, I want a job at your company. Okay. Immediately in your mind, you start thinking, man, this is not going to look good.
yeah.
Right? Why? Why they can't put on a press shirt? Why they can't show up on time? Why they can't hold their weight when they speak? They don't know how to answer properly without cursing. If any of these flags come up, you immediately have a job to do. You need to sit them aside and say, yo, listen, let's work on this first. Let's work on your etiquette. Let's work on you as a person. I got you. I'm going to get you a job. I'm going to hook you up. But you need to be able to do these things. You need to be able to be punctual. You need to be able to hold your weight. You need to be able to speak sternly. You need to be able to show character. If you can do these things, then you're a professional. And then, right, when they get that role, they also need to be able to display that to their team members. And let their team members know, the people that are on their team, that I'm a person that's able to get it done. I'm a person that's able to hold myself accountable. So you should do the same thing. Greatness replicates greatness. Success resembles success. People around you are going to mimic you naturally. There's a reason why they say you are the company that you keep, right? If there's one bad apple, the rest of the apples. That's what I never understood that analogy, because when they say, one bad apple makes the whole, makes the whole group go bad. What happened to the rest of the group? You don't hold that person accountable. Like if I see a bad apple, yo man, listen, either you get with the program or you out. You bounce. You choose one or the other. You can't just sit here and turn us all bad with you. That shows that you're weak. Shows that you don't have no will. You don't have no strength to be able to call. There's a saying in Arabic. For those that don't understand, I'll translate it. إذا تريد صاحبك دوم حاسبه كل يوم. If you want your friend to be your friend for life, every day you judge them and you hold them accountable. Hey man, I didn't like that you disrespected me like that. But you put them to the side, not in front of your other friends. You just say, hey, I didn't like the way that you said this. Hey man, I noticed that you haven't gone to work for 3 days. What's going on, man? I want you to succeed. Hey man, I know you told me you were going to go to school. I know you said next semester, and next semester became next semester, and next semester became next year. I want you to succeed. And if, let's say they don't like school, they start going to work, right? I just want to be able to work at the factory. Cool, but I noticed that you still live in, rent, and you live in paycheck to paycheck. What's going on? What are you spending your money on? Can I help you in any way? If you want people around you to succeed, whether it's a friend, whether you share the same blood or not, whether you share the same last name or not, you need to be able to hold them accountable and need to be professional about it. Because if they're professional, they're doing good in life, you're going to be feeling that much better. And if you're not doing as well and you're not taking feedback, then there's an area of opportunity for growth.
And I'm so happy you said this, because I know Zach is going to be sitting there and be like, yeah, I mean, I know. And I just talked to him about this, and I was like, if you really are a true leader, I mean, because, his friends, he's still sophomore in high school. You know how that is. You know what I mean? So, and I told him, I was like, if you really want to be a real friend, a true friend, you will set your friends up for success.
100%.
Like, that's what true friendship is. Although they ain't your real friends then. I was like, at the end of the day, you know who the people I used to hang out with. There were some knuckleheads in the group, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that you wouldn't say were perfect. A couple of my friends that in high school, you know who it is. We all graduated together. But ultimately, I always, and it's not just me, we all kind of held each other accountable in terms of being good people. Respectable people. And we focused on the important stuff more times than not. You know what I'm saying? We were silly, we were goofy, we did dumb things, but ultimately at the end of the day, our focus, like when you look at us, you'd be like, man, they knew what was important in life. It's not like we was out there. We knew what was important in life, and that was the most important thing. Like, you can't make somebody be somebody, but you can try to help that person.
100%.
That's all you can ask for. So. Yusuf, did you want to add on anything of that or no? Did we cover everything?
Yeah, you guys agree.
Okay, so my next question is, was there ever a situation where you were leadership or professionalism got you something that you wanted, like a job, money, a raise, anything that you may think of? Was there ever a scenario where you showed professionalism or you showed leadership and it got you what you wanted, Fadel?
One very recent and one that to this day, it really made me who I am. The first one was I knocked on someone's door in Hamtramck, and they said, "I'm not voting for your kind." Cool. I could have said, well, we all know what we could have said, right? I said, my apologies, just real quickly. Can I at least get a minute of your time? Nope. Get off my porch. Bounce. Cool. Have a good day. You have a route, so you got to keep knocking on doors. I came to visit the house again. We started the campaign in April. I visited the house, I want to say about 7, 8 times. From April all the way to June. Don't you get the message? I'm not voting for you because I voted for your cousin and you failed. I don't have no cousins that live in the city.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm disappointed. You would expect politicians to be able to do something, local government activists to do something. I said, look, you don't know me, and I don't know you. But let me just at least tell you one thing. Here's my vision. I walked down these streets when I was in diapers, 3-year-old wearing diapers. I, I drive on the same potholes that you drive on. I pay the same high water bills that you pay. I went to the same schools that your kids or your grandkids or your... I know the same struggles that you face, and I'm trying to fix them. And if you would give me a chance, maybe I can put a strategy in place of something that you had in mind. This is after they cursed at me. This is after they called me really racist, derogatory, like, names. That person to this day sends me messages, says, man, I just wish this councilman can handle business like you did. This is, I'm not trying to get reelected. I'm not even running. I'm trying to, but it meant a lot to me because when the Arab said, yo, man, into minno bina min al-Galia, Muslim Sunni, we voting for you. Cool. But this person did not like me. This person did not like the last Arab that they elected. And I managed to switch him because of the fact that I treated that anger with kindness. So that's professionalism. That was one story. The second one is I walked into a room with 5 doctors when I was applying for the program, and they said that you need 12 years of relevant work experience in order to be able to get admitted into this doctoral program. And you are 30 years old. Based on our time, you know, you don't have that much experience. You know, you graduated college at 22. You have 8 years at best. And I said, well, with all due respect, as Omar said earlier, the way that you go about answering the question, because they're not saying it to necessarily put you down, they're saying it to see how you react. Because that speaks loud volumes. I said, respectfully, I only do have 8 years working in corporate America, but I have 4 years of managing a city of 30,000 residents. And I did that for no money. What, $300 a month? No money. And those 4 years have taught me more about political science and about leading a community than 3 graduate degrees. If you give me the opportunity, I'll be able to take the knowledge that I have in your program and be able to replicate it and maybe go into a higher level of politics. Thank you, Mr. Marsoumi. And that was it. So that level of professionalism has made me who I am, because if you hate me, you're going to walk away from this conversation at least getting mellow. I don't need you to like me. I just want that hatred to go down to a baseline where maybe we can forge a better relationship in the long term.
Yeah, and they have respect for you too, man. Definitely have some respect for you. So with that said, for me, my story is, it's a quick one. Like when I was working at, I was working at Bridge at the moment, when I published the book, I went around to a couple schools and, just talked about the book and stuff like that. And I remember going to Hanley, and the principal just loved the way I was speaking, loved the way I was talking to the students. And then that just right there, and just giving people an example of, you never know who's watching. It could be your next employer or, she loved me so much. She ended up getting a meeting with me and then, had me come. And then now I worked at Hanley since pretty much. And then, she not only did that, but also, pushed me to get my master's in ed leadership because she's seen the leadership in me and stuff like that. So it was just things like that. Like, and you never know it, right? You never know it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would have never got my master's until somebody sat you down and told you, like, they see this vision in you and they see it, and at those moments. And all it took was one moment of just going there and talking to the kids where it changed my life pretty much somewhat forever, And so it's little things like that. Do you guys have anything like that? I know you're still young. A moment where, your leadership or whatever got you what you wanted, or professionalism. It could be being a captain or something like that.
I want to say from semester 1, I remember having speech classes, and like just the feedback from my professors getting at me, saying like, you speak very well and you're very well, taught and things like that. And just, it started from a young age, from like, let's say middle school, 8th grade speech, like that. I just carry it on throughout the years, and, it just, that type of feedback shows that professionalism is there, and like, I get it and help others with that.
For sure. Well, go Zach, you about to say something?
I don't know why I was in 8th grade speech, bro.
You know why? You already know why. Mr. Spiel. It's the word of the day. So that's kind of what I was going to get to. So now we're about to hit the part where we're about to have a little bit of fun with this, okay? So first of all, Ramsey, when we run the ad, I need you to grab the buzzers because I forgot to grab the buzzers. It's inside that blue thing, okay? But just want to let you know, so we got the questions games. Remember, these questions are based off of my answers because I don't know these guys' answers before the show. So I kind of already have to come up with the question. So I already come up with the question. So it's based off of some of the things that I said. It really isn't like right or wrong. It's what I pretty much said. You're just going to have to figure that out. And then second of all, we have the 4-bar/word of the day. Today's word is spiel. We got some bars for you guys, or they put in a sentence or in a situation. And then we're going to end it off with the weekend motivation from our brother Fadel over here. But before we do that, we got to give a shout out to our second sponsor of today, which is the Balkan House Restaurant located in Hamtramck. Shout out to the Balkan House. Great people, great
food.
service, great food. So go ahead and give a shout out to the Balkan House Restaurant, and then we're going to go ahead and get this questions game going.
The Balkan House Restaurant. The Balkan House Restaurant is famous for their doner kebab sandwich. But did you know that the Balkan House now serves breakfast? Did you also know that all their food is 100% halal? The Balkan House now also have 2 food trucks, so you can book your next party or event with the Balkan House on wheels. Their Hamtramck location is 3028 Kniff Street, Hamtramck, Michigan. Their Ferndale location is 314 West 9 Mile Road, Ferndale, Michigan. Again, you can book their food trucks for your next party or event. So if you're looking for a nice place to eat with friendly service and great prices, look no further than the Balkan House Restaurants.
Yeah, it's still the regular season. All right, so shout out to Ramsey. He got us these buzzers, okay? I just realized, so we're going to do a single game. Usually we team you up, but I realized we obviously don't have enough people. I'm just going to ask the questions. So it's single game. Everybody's for themselves. We're going to see who's the winner of today. Yeah, get ready, Fadel. All right, look at Zach. Zach always try to put it next to him a little bit extra. All right, so first of all, I got a couple things I do want to say. So this is my first time being able to say this. On Friday, March 17th, we're going to have our second annual Hamtramck versus Dearborn charity basketball game. So make sure you guys come out. It will be at Edsel Ford High School. 100% of donations are going to be going to Yemen, Syria, and Turkey because of all the stuff that has happened in Turkey and Syria these last couple weeks with the earthquakes, and obviously Yemen as well. So that's where all the donations are going to go. Second annual Hamtramck versus Dearborn basketball game. Last year we had a great time. This year, inshallah, we're trying to do the same thing. Inshallah, you can make it out there, Fadel. Will be Friday, March 17th, 7 o'clock p.m. at Edsel Ford High School. The second thing is, I believe that Tuesday, I believe it's the 22nd, Balkan House, speaking of Balkan House, they're going to do their second annual 100% donations going, like 100% of their proceeds are going to be going to, this time again, Yemen, Turkey, and Syria. So anytime you buy food, that Tuesday, I believe March 22nd, anyone that buys food, 100% going straight to Yemen, Turkey, and Syria. Yeah, mashallah. Like, you know, it's not easy for a business to just donate all the money that they make for a day, their profits and everything.
Yes.
But great people over there, man. Great people over there at the Balkan House, just to show you what kind of people they are over there. With that said, questions games, all right? I come up with the questions. They got to answer it. You got to hit the buzzer. Whoever hits the buzzer first gets to answer it. If you hit the buzzer, Father, you have to make an answer, though, okay? So if you don't say an answer, it's a minus point. If you do hit the buzzer and you get it right, you get a point. This is an argument that has happened in the past. You got to let the question finish. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
You know, they're going to start yelling at me if I let you hit the buzzer early, Father, all right? So with that said, number one, being a leader tends to get you what? Who hit it? Did you hit it or not?
Zach did.
Zach.
Who did?
All right. Being a leader tends to get you what?
Why you hitting the buzzer, bro? Being a leader tends to get you what?
Do we give him a letter?
Yeah, give me a letter. Give me a letter.
Come on, man.
Give me a letter and I'll get the
I'm
answer.
not giving you nothing, man.
A job? I don't know, bro.
I'm not going to give you that, bro. Anybody just want to steal it? Zach is at minus 1 point.
So
Come
if I-
on.
if I
You don't get a
it wrong-
point. Yeah, you get it wrong, you're free.
Okay.
You're free. I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving
My
you
man, obviously not a job, but you know what I mean, though. Like a professional, you know? What's it called? See what I'm saying?
that. Watch out. Give him the. Who wants to say? You got to answer? Or do you have an answer? Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
say being a leader. Oh man. Let's say if you're at a job, maybe like a raise or something.
Thank you. I put higher role or larger paying jobs. You're not going to just get a job, even though you're not right. I mean, you're not wrong, Zach. It was not right. All right? I didn't mention that.
Obviously, you know what I'm saying?
No. Nope.
Bro, obviously not
Minus
a
one.
Oh my god.
Minus 1 for Zach. Here we go. Number 2.
I don't get that.
No. What do you think? You gonna give
I
it
was,
to?
I,
No, you
oh
don't.
no, I said career. No, but you were first. Too.
Yeah.
No, don't I get that?
You said job.
Okay,
Yeah.
but obviously I don't mean job like you know what I'm
I
saying.
meant getting a raise,
Obviously, like,
higher role in
like
the job.
being professional, you get like in a job you get something. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's a raise. He just that.
You're adding words, bro.
Yes. Number 2.
Actually, hey, if he answers this question, then he gets it. 4 quadrants of what? It starts with the letter S. I mentioned it. These are what help you be happy.
Salary. Come on. Isn't it? Oh, isn't it? Ah!
It's all good. Go
Hey,
ahead.
that was a great question. And he said it starts with the S, and I'm like, oh, he's giving it to him. This is a layup. That's hilarious. That boy said salad.
No.
Number 2, that was a great
I thought he was
backup
talking
question.
about the one thing he said.
And I was ready to say yes. I agree with you. You'll be back at 0, though. I was going to give you back
problem
at
is,
0.
You know what I'm talking? You know that one thing you said. One says salary was 3.
One of them. Yeah.
One of
Okay.
them-
Here. Oh, Omar.
No, we're done.
Alright,
You're about to dig him in the hole. He had
Yeah,
-2 now.
No, give him minus 1. Look, you got -1.
All right. What is the first thing people see when it comes to being professional?
Oh
Me,
man, this
me,
guy's
me.
hands
No,
on
man.
the
Let me
buzzer,
finish.
bro.
Father.
Ha! Look, I let you finish.
All right, here we go.
I'll let you
It's,
finish.
it's late a little bit.
My man's hands on. I couldn't
not
hit
a
it,
little
bro.
bit. So
I
right
know
now.
I hit it. I just don't know if I hit it fast.
Let's see who had it.
Bro,
Here
I
it goes
had
right
no
now.
chance,
All
bro.
right, we go.
I had no chance. Literally grabbing
I'll
it.
let you finish. You stop.
did it, Father?
I'll let you finish.
I don't know because when I hit it, I went up.
I'll let you
He kept
finish.
his
I
hand on
definitely beat him, but I'll let you finish. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta read
You
it.
ready? You ready?
Go ahead.
Appearance, bro.
Appearance is the answer. That is correct. So that's why.
I'm at that 0.
It's
Come
back at 0. We're back at 0. All right. So here we go. Last question for the win. All right. Look at Yusuf trying to look at my questions, bro. You see
Oh,
that?
I'm
His
sorry.
hand
I'm
was
sorry,
on
I'm
the
sorry.
buzzer.
All
on.
right.
Look at him.
Oh yeah, you gotta put your hand down, Father.
Come
See,
on,
they're
man.
gonna yell at you. Yeah.
here.
Come on, what law was it?
All right. Here we go.
This.
Where is Father's family originally from?
That's me. Give me
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did it
finish.
before.
Yeah.
He did
No,
it
I
before.
Go ahead. Yes,
No,
you
I-
did.
oh
Yes,
my
you did.
gosh.
Yes, you did.
No, I did
You
not,
100%
bro.
did.
He didn't hit it.
All right.
Right.
Yes, he did. Father hit it.
Bro, that's crazy.
He didn't hit it.
Look.
You
See, I ain't
Wait.
done
He
yet.
hit it. Did he hit it?
I literally waited.
He did hit it.
I
Oh, you ain't hit
Did
it?
Yusuf hit it first?
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
Bro.
What's the answer?
Iraq.
Iraq. Shout out to Iraq. Round of applause. Yusuf gets the steal. 1-0-0. Got the W. Shout
Got
out to
the
Yusuf.
win.
This is what we do, guys. This is what we do. Have a little bit of fun questions games. We want to make sure that they learn a little bit of something out of this situation. Now comes the 4-bar/word of the day. So today's word is spiel. How does it relate to the conversation? Father did even shared a story about how he was doing a little bit of, he was spieling a little bit to a bunch of people that are listening to him in a presentation, and how, you know, basically the first of all definition is a fast speech, often one that has been rehearsed or given before, that is usually intended to get someone to buy something or to agree to something. But typically you don't want to spill because it's better to just sit there and talk smooth and slowly so that people understand you. But there are some circumstances where you need to spill because they'd be like, all right, you got 1 minute of my time. Hurry up and let me know. And you kind of got to go with it. But, all right, so today's word is spiel. Zach, you got bars? You spit? Oh, Zach got bars.
I don't, bro. Go first, though.
All right, Yusuf, spiel, put it in a situation.
Yeah, you notice people spiel, especially you know, in a classroom and at a young age. You know, they try to get the words out, especially when they're nervous, things like that. Thankfully, I've never experienced that. You know, yeah, I've always learned from my mistakes, so that's how I look at it.
Spill. There we go. Zach, do you have bars today or no? All right, you got some
first.
bars? You want me to go first? Well, we're going to let Father go first, all right? You want to go ahead and hit the air horn? Do you want to go first? It's up to you.
I don't mind. I
Alright.
got 4 bars.
There we go. Hit the air horn, all right? Shout out to my man Father. Make sure you go ahead. It's time. The bar's ready to go, all right? We ain't got no instrumental. It's just
Remember Wildin' Out, man.
Yes.
Yeah, that just reminded me of
tell
Wildin'
these guys
Out.
about it, man. I tried telling them. I was like, man, they
Bro.
don't appreciate it, man.
Omar came. He was like, listen, we need to be able to raise funds in some way, but we got to do something different. And Wildin' Out was popping. It was huge. And what he did was he brought in people, but he also, like, he made sure that there was beef to talk about, right? So I remember I talked to all, I was like, listen, this is a week before. So he coordinated the entire event. He hosted the entire event. We got the stage. He had to work a lot with the teachers because it became a problem. They're like, well, we know what the show all out is. It's all cursing and it's inappropriate things.
Shout out to Dr. Goodlow, man. If we didn't have Dr. Goodlow, I don't think we would have got approved.
Oh my God, he's like, yeah, absolutely. But the show was hosted, man. It was. I still, bro. Think about it. We were like 17. Like it's been 14 years. We still remember. It's still people in our school. They're like, yeah, man, I remember that moment. And Omar did it from the different color shirts, from black and red shirts to like the entire to like pickup game to the battle raps. I remember I came to I was like, yo, Omar, man, this guy was talking mad smack about me, and he's on the opposing team. I gotta go. He's like,
Purposely on the opposing team, by the way. Purposely.
he put him on the other team. I was like, Omar, I gotta go at it. He's like, Father, if you gonna go at it, bro, just make it clean. I was like, all right, cool. It was not clean, but Omar was in the back like, go. It was great, man. It was beautiful.
No, I wish we had some kind of video or something like that.
man.
from
Where was it at?
moments, like-
Auditorium or the?
Yeah.
It was at the auditorium, man.
Yeah.
It was
On
huge.
the- on the stage?
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
and I think it was record-breaking money, man.
Yeah, we made a lot of money, and I remember we had Dr. Goodlow come up on the stage. Like I feel like, well, I forgot the game that they do. You know how they bring like a celebrity or somebody,
Yeah.
and you know I think we were roasting him or
Oh, yeah.
something like
Oh,
a
yeah.
person. It
And
was
we had our
fun.
names on the back of our shirts. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I remember Omar put Fat Boy, like Fat
Was
Boy.
that what you were?
Yeah, my nickname was Fat Boy. Bro, I was like 350 pounds. Anyways, Fat boy,
Mashallah,
man.
mashallah. I'm not gonna lie to you, the transformational father right now, man, solid, man.
it's
That's
a little wet in weight, but inshallah it comes off after.
You worked out?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
all day.
Bench 315.
I felt it as soon as I came in that time.
The handshake.
Yeah.
Oh, the handshake?
He felt it on the
I felt
I
handshake.
see the calluses.
No, I'm talking about the chest, you know.
Oh, that's
the
it, man.
little bump, I felt it.
Oh, whoa.
It wasn't little for you. All right, Father, what's up? Talk to us. What's the bars? What's the bars?
I got 4 bars.
Okay, go ahead, Father.
I know it ain't as nice.
Bro,
when you
trust
read
me,
them out.
mine ain't that great today either, man.
All right, so the word is spiel.
Yep.
What's the deal? This isn't another motivational spiel. From 15 in high school, now 30, Omar, it's getting real. Prepping the next generation, we handed him the wheel. Now here trying to reveal what'll really help you seal the deal. Remember in high school, Fat Boy, where's my next meal? But now we here. And now we're making sure that everybody knows the deal.
Nice. Wow. Go ahead and give him a round of applause. Shout out to my man, Father, right there. All right, bars. You want me to go first, Zach?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Fathered with the Movement Podcast, you know what's the deal. If you're ever in a professional environment, you don't ever talk in a spiel. Be calm, cool, collective. They'll know you're keeping it real. Zach, how you have the game on lock when we already had it sealed? You remind me of a hamburger. You about to get grilled. Looking like a foreign refugee that's about to get mailed. All right? That's Zach, all right?
For refugee, what's that? For refugee?
Yes.
Wait, what's that? Old car?
Somebody that comes from overseas that's probably not legally here. All right? Shout out to Zach, all right? Zach about to go hard. See, this is what I do it for. You got to call them out, Father. Or else they ain't going to come out with bars. But it's okay. That's what it is.
I just made him like before the show.
That's all right. That's fine.
Change it to me.
Big General.
Big General.
Yeah, nobody calls me out.
Come on, bro. Let me talk.
Are you next?
Restart. Come on.
Calling you next.
Big General. I'm gonna keep on talking to me. He better stop. If this right hand hit him,
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Zach.
You know what I'm saying?
Hit him with the horn. Hit him with the horn. No, all right, that's good too, because you messed up. Come on, Zach. You got to finish it, Zach. You got to do it.
I know y'all can't see it right now.
All right,
Mike,
come on.
Zach is just rolling, having a good time.
I want to keep on talking to me. He better stop. If this right hand hit him, it's gonna make him drop. Last time we hooped, scored all my points on his top. He kept trying to guard me. I just kept making him hop. Nobody can guard me in this room because they know better. I don't play soccer, but I might mess around and score a header. Damn, I messed up, bro.
All right, not bad. Go ahead, give him a round of applause. Appreciate you, Zach. That's all day. You know, that's what we want to see. You know, have a little bit of fun with this as well. First of all, thank you, Fadel, man. Thank you so much for everything. I really do appreciate it. Like the knowledge that I feel like people can gain just from this episode, wallah, it can change people's lives, man. I'm serious, man, because we only not talked about being a leader, but being professional, and it's so important, especially for this younger generation, man. They walk around kind of like a chicken with their head cut off, a lot of them, man. Like they think nothing nothing, matters. Like it just, let's go to school, then I'm gonna work somewhere, and like in that process, they don't understand that there is a role of being a professional, and there are opportunities out there for them, especially if they start carrying themselves in a professional way. And like I mentioned, man, when you start doing that, you'll realize it kind of correlates with being a good person, being a good Muslim, being a good Christian, whatever you are. It kind of correlates with that too. So it's kind of a good way to carry yourself just in general, let alone, for a future job or, career. But again, this was season 2, episode 23 of The Movement.
The movement.
All right, this was a great episode talking about professionalism and how to carry yourself as a leader. We are going to close out this show with some weekend motivation from my brother Fadel right here. But before we do that, again, I want to tell you, make sure you subscribe. YouTube, Oz Media, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to the show later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Kahwa House, The Balkan House, BC Adhesives, and Hanley International Academy. Those are our 4 sponsors of this show. We appreciate them as well. Father, what I like to do on this part is I like to actually record the person while they're giving us the weekend motivation, because the camera is great and all, but this kind of picks it up right face to face, and it's greater for the post. So I'm going to go ahead and back this up a little bit, Father, and let us know what you got for us for the weekend motivation, my brother.
There's always an area of opportunity for growth. If you want to better yourself, start working on it ASAP. No one knows you better than you. So work on it and then teach the people around you so you can all rise together. It's only at the top, so make sure everybody around you is as successful as you are.
My brother Father, look at that. I love it, man. I love it. Give these people advice, man. You want to say any last final words now, Father? I know that you hope you enjoyed it, man, and had a good time.
It was phenomenal, man. I truly do appreciate it. And for the next generation, there's a lot of pressure on y'all, but here's the things. There's a reason Allah gave us 1 mouth and 2 ears, it's so that we can listen more than speak. And this is an opportunity for any of this free game or anything else that you hear from your parents, from your siblings, from leaders like Omar and his family. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to make sure that you're twice as successful as we are. And inshallah, it's a possibility with your deen, right? Stay close to your deen and understand that Allah put you on this earth for a reason, and that's to have an impact. You're not just living a simple life where you're born and then you die. There's an opportunity for you to impact others and to better them. And along that way, you better yourself in order to better them. And inshallah, great success to you all that are tuned in. And I appreciate y'all for having me.
We appreciate you for coming on. Yusuf, Zach, any final comments, final words?
Can I get that? I'm trying to jersey right there.
Yeah, when you play on the baseball team and make the team, they'll give you one, man. I had that added. Shout out to KC, great friend of mine. We played baseball growing up. He didn't attend Hamtramck public schools, but he played baseball at Hamtramck. He watches the shows and then messaged me. He was like, yo, I got something for your wall, and got this jersey for me. I was like, I appreciate it.
What number is it?
7.
Let me get it, bro.
Yeah, it's a nice number. I like it. Shout out to KC. Yusuf, any final comments you want to say?
No, just a great show as always. Like I know it's gonna be a great show because I'm gonna be talking good about you and things like that. And
I don't know if you guys remember. Remember we had the comedy thing in Bridge Academy? You guys spit the bars with the poem?
No, I remember him somewhere, bro.
Yeah, and that's what it was. So I had four comedians. He was one of them. He was one of the people that came, and he was up there on stage as well. So shout out to Father.
Yeah, I know my bars for real. I had,
Zach had bars in second grade.
I wrote them to myself too.
If you ever do a rap battle, let me know. I'd like to go.
Real talk?
Anyone else, just line them up.
Don't do me, do somebody else.
You don't want your career to end,
Yeah.
Zach.
I've never been.
Shout out to Zach. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Father. Shout out to Ramsey. Shout out to Yusuf. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed. We'll be back again next week, keeping it rolling. We appreciate you, and keep subscribing, keep following. We do this for you. And be safe. Enjoy your week.